Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for part 2 of your weekend love reading for the weekend of May 1st to May 3rd, 2020. This reading is going to be for Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. I'd just like to give a special thank you to everybody that's shown love and support while I take my little break. I did get a lot of messages and I'm very grateful for them. I will have part 1 and 3 in the description if you'd like to watch one of the other signs, given that these videos can be for any of those placements that you have. Really no particular placement, even if you don't have a placement and it resonates and that message was meant for you. But that said, I'm going to take a deep breath to connect deeper with my higher self and spirit, and I do implore you to do the same. Call it to spirit to please help myself and anyone watching this to hear, see, and know anything we need to hear, see, and know for the weekend of May 1st to May 3rd, 2020 in love, keeping in mind this can apply at any time you watch it. Hello Leo, hope you're doing well. Keep in mind this can apply to any Leo placement you have in your chart. If you're a cross watcher, I do not judge you, but keep in mind that while you may not have a Leo placement, you will have Leo in one of your houses. That said, I do implore you to have your chart open while we do this reading. Keep in mind time and energy are fluid, so these messages can apply to you, another person, and vice versa. Don't force it if it doesn't fit. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This can actually apply it anytime you watch it. It doesn't just have to be for the weekend. Okay, we're going to cut the deck for you, Leo, see what we have. Oops. We have the Lovers. We have the Six of Pentacles, Three of Cups reverse, Universe reverse, the Eight of Swords, the Prince of Swords, and I'm going to go ahead and take this Queen of Wands and this Two of Wands here. I feel like communication is being revamped for you right now. I feel like you're kind of learning to talk yourself out of situations you may have found yourself in a diplomatic way. And the reason I say so is because we have the Prince of Swords here with the Eight of Swords. And to me, this represents new forms of communication, a new restructuring of the way you communicate. Maybe understanding somebody else's communication style or your communication style a bit better. Because the Eight of Swords can represent you kind of feeling stuck or stagnant. But when we have the Prince of Swords here, it's telling me that you're kind of getting away from that. You're getting out of these situations that are maybe making you feel like communication is hard. Maybe you're in a situation where you're feeling like your voice isn't heard and you're feeling like you have a difficult time working through issues with somebody because the communication style's off or whatever it is you're doing just isn't hitting either way. But it does feel like a kind of crossroads decision type of energy with the Lovers and the Two of Wands. The Lovers is representative of a decision. It can be the card of Gemini. The Two of Wands can represent a crossroads or a decision or two, a fork in the road, and you got to really choose which path you want. But it's looking like you're going to choose what's best for you, as you should, because you have the Six of Pentacles here, and that can represent give and take type of energy, but recognizing like where you're giving too much and where you're not getting enough. And it can also represent the need to give more to yourself, opposed to giving to this kind of Three of Cups reverse type of energy. So maybe there's people that are kind of draining in your life. Maybe you feel like it's a friend group. Keep in mind, this doesn't always have to be a romantic love reading. So maybe there's like a friend group that you're dealing with, or you've had a falling out with a friend group, and because you're realizing the ways in which that situation was imbalanced and maybe keeping you in a place of being held back from doing what it is you really want to do. But it can also represent the fact that the universe is starting to show this to you right now with the universe in the reverse. It's as if you're not seeing what the universe is trying to show you. So maybe that's the reason some of these decisions are being brought to your attention right now. You're being put in these positions in which you have to make these difficult decisions because you weren't listening to the advice of the universe before. And by not listening to that advice, you're being forced to make difficult decisions that may have been avoided had you have listened to your intuition or the hits from the universe earlier. Because it's looking like there's some type of passion involved. There's like a fun loving type of energy that's coming through as well with this Queen of Wands. This can be people you're dealing with. It doesn't necessarily feel like counterparts or anything. It can represent a relationship. It can represent the friends that you've been dealing with, like an air sign or a fire sign type of friend. Maybe you're in a position where you have to choose between two people. I can also see that. That can be represented here too, between this Three of Cups reverse and the fact that there's a Prince of Swords and a Queen of Wands. Especially here with this Eight of Swords and the Two of Wands, it's like there's that entrapment. It's like you're trapped and stuck between two people, and the universe is maybe being a little bit silent right now because the universe wants you to make a conscious decision instead of just like laying things in your lap and expecting you to, fully embrace whatever it is. I feel like the universe knows you well enough to put you in a position that's going to force you to make a decision based on your own personal self-trust. So the decision that it looks like you're facing is really needing to choose between this Queen of Wands or this Prince of Swords, right? Do you want to go with the person who seems to be really, really passionate, fun, and outgoing? Or do you want to go with the person who seems to be a little bit more mentally sharp, is a bit more communicative? But it really does feel like a decision is to be made, and it's something that is really going to be made through you going within, understanding what it is that you want out of a relationship before fully moving forward with anybody. We're going to clarify for you. Okay, clarifying between these two, we have the Six of Cups. Can be somebody from your past that has come around that's making you feel like you need to make a choice, but we also have the Chariot here. So there may be a sense of needing to kind of gain control over your emotions, find a balance between your light and your shadow before fully making a decision. But we also have the Ace of Swords here, and I feel like you're seeing things clearly. Two of Wands reversed, the World reversed, and the Ace of Cups. I'm feeling like there's like a third decision coming through for you right now. So the message I'm kind of getting is the universe is making it known. It's like, aside from choosing between two people, you always have the choice to choose yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you can't find a good reason between these two people, maybe it's like a situation in which there's somebody that you met and then your family or your friends really aren't liking them, and you have to kind of make a decision between which person you want to associate with, and that can cause a lot of difficulties within the connections and the dynamics between all the relationships because it puts strain on it, because other people are projecting their needs and values onto you as a person who should be autonomous in your own decision making, completely outside of what other people think is best for you, especially if you know yourself well enough, because it looks like you do. It looks like you have the Ace of Swords, and that to me tells me that you are seeing the situation clearly. You're kind of seeing a lot of the disparities that are existent between the dynamics of these multiple people right now, and it's looking like it's kind of making you feel a little bit out of control. It's maybe triggering some control issues within you is kind of what I'm hearing here with this Chariot reverse. You may be feeling like you need to do whatever it is you can to gain control over the situation, but the fact of the matter is you kind of have to let it work itself out sometimes. So if people are like forcing you to make a decision, maybe it's best to just take a step back, focus on yourself for a little bit, come back to the situation when you feel a little bit more clear about what it is you want and about what it is you feel is best for you in this situation. I'm seeing a couple of different things. So what I'm seeing here with this particular spread is a lack of a decision is still a decision, but it's feeling like that is actually what has gotten here in the first place. And so we're almost getting a bit contradictory, so this can very well be different stories, because when the world is in reverse, that tells me that there are some cycles that are still operating. If I saw the world in the upright, that would feel like a divinely guided universal manifestation or whatever, but the fact that the universe was in the reverse with the world in the reverse, I see them as very similar energies. It's basically just the universe stepping back and forcing you to get in touch with your emotional independence in order to see this situation even clearer than you were before. But I think more so to get you to make a decision that's going to be best for you, instead of making a decision that's going to make one or the other person happy. It's really asking yourself what it is you need that's going to be best for you in this situation. We're going to get a clarifying closing message for you. So we have the octopus. It says, travel across earth and oversea to securely embrace your dream. I actually feel like this is a really representative of the Two of Wands right now, the fact that we have the Earth and the Sea. To me, I'm seeing this as two different paths, you know what I mean? But I feel like what this card is saying is with the Earth and the Sea symbolism here, it's as if you need to make a decision based on logic and emotion, right? I feel like I'm seeing the Earth as like a logical type of energy, and then I'm seeing the Sea as an emotional type of energy. And it's the need to find a balance between those two in order for you to make the correct decision here. Because we have two sixes on the table, right? We have the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can represent somebody from your past. It can represent nostalgia. It can represent a soulmate type of energy. Especially with the Lovers here, it does feel like there's a soulmate type of energy on the table. But I feel like more than anything, these cards are really telling you to acknowledge what it is that was and wasn't working in either relationship and determine what it is you need to do within yourself to bring more balance in order to make a decision, again, that's going to be best for you in this situation. But I think regardless, there's really no right decision. At the end of the day, there's just decisions and consequences. Questions of morality can obviously come into there, but I feel like that's going to be different for everybody. So depending on your own personal values, I feel like the right decision is going to be what's best for you in that moment. But also recognizing that whatever decision you do make, there will also likely be consequences. Whether they are unforeseen or not doesn't always mean they're terrible consequences. It just means that there's going to be consequences for whatever decision you do decide to make. But I do wish you the best on this decision. Definitely do some soul searching if you feel it is necessary. But that is all I have for you, Leo. So if you'd like to book a personal reading, please send me an email to jzargoshepard@gmail.com. I love you so much. Stay safe and stay calm out there, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, Virgo. Hope you're doing well. Keep in mind this can apply to any Virgo placement you have in your chart. If you're a cross-watcher, I do not judge you, but keep in mind that while you may not have a Virgo placement, you will have Virgo in one of your houses. That said, keep in mind that time and energy are fluid, so these messages can apply to you, another person, or vice versa. Don't force it if it doesn't fit. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. With that said, we're going to do 3 shuffles and get into your energies for the weekend of May 1st to May 3rd, 2020, and love, keeping in mind this can apply at any time you watch it. Alright, Virgo, what do we have? We have 3 of Cups reverse, we have the Star reverse, we have 4 of Pentacles reverse, then the 8 of Pentacles reverse, Hermit reverse, Prince of Cups. Let's go and straighten these out for you. I'm hearing that you're having a change of heart. I feel like something happened. I'm just picking up on something that happened. Maybe you discovered something about somebody. It could be a water sign you're dealing with here with the Prince of Cups. But it feels like you kind of have your mind made up. It feels like whatever it is that came to light for you, you're really not seeing anything moving forward with this person. You know, keep in mind this can go either which way. So it's looking like whoever's showing up right now, there's a sense of not wanting to build with this person, really wanting to just let go of the connection. But it doesn't look like an energy in which you're really looking to move forward with somebody. It feels like you're kind of not even really stuck in your head about it, right? See, the fact that we have the Hermit in reverse tells me that you're not really taking the time to sit with this anymore. I feel like you've done that. I feel like the Hermit energy came out for you quite a bit in the past, if I recall. And so it's really just recognizing the fact that, like, I mean, you know yourself well enough at this point to know whether something's up with another person or whether you even want to continue with somebody, to be honest, because the fact that we have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, it really tells me that there's no forward movement. Maybe it can represent a stagnation type of energy. The Star reverse can tell me maybe there's a need to actually do that inner work, maybe go within yourself a little bit and start heeding some of the messages from your intuition, from your spirit guides, from the universe, whatever resonates with you. And I feel like that's what's going to kind of get you out of this 3 of Cups reverse energy, this kind of maybe distraught, emotionally distraught type of energy, this non-celebratory type of energy. I'm just like seeing a situation where like maybe you did start something with somebody and it's not really what you thought it would be, or maybe you're starting to see this person's true colors and it's really making you question your own personal perception, I suppose. Clarifying for you. That was a terrible shuffle. Do one more. Okay, Virgo, clarifying this, we have Queen of Pentacles reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles reverse. Between these, we have the Page of Swords, and the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords reverse. So right off the bat, it's feeling like you're kind of seeing where there was imbalances in the connection. I feel like it was very unhealthy, maybe codependent to some degrees on the whichever end. I mean, we have your energy here with the Queen of Pentacles reverse. This could be you. Could be an earth sign you're dealing with. But we also do have a Page of Swords here. This to me can represent somebody at a distance that may be wanting to come forward. Maybe somebody that's been looking on for a while. Maybe there's some kind of distance between you and another person, and you're starting to question why there's not a lot of give and take going on. Maybe that's where you feel it's imbalanced. Maybe there's not much reciprocation. Maybe this person is pulled back a little bit. But what I'm seeing is like it's not what you think it is. We're like touching on so many different situations, so I feel like I really don't even know which situation we're on at this point. I feel like we've touched on 2 or 3 of them, and this is going back to one of the first ones. So it's kind of the situation now where whatever this person has done, if they've fallen back, if they're not talking to you as much, I feel like there's a good reason for that. And it's the need to go within and kind of find the deeper truths that are being shown to you through this absence, and starting to trust the connection that you do have with this person. Like if it's a very sacred and spiritual connection, and you have really no reason to distrust them, or they've really given you no reason to believe that they're going to fully leave you, or whatever it is, and there's just a little dynamic shifting. I mean, you got to understand that everybody's going through their own healing process right now, and there's really no sense in holding somebody to who you thought they were, and just really giving them the space to grow into who they are and who they're becoming, and really learning to embrace and accept them, but also realizing you can apply this to yourself too. So it's like, as you grow and as you change, apply that same love to yourself. The same way you would accept and love somebody else, apply that to yourself, because you got to understand, when you grow and you change so often, you're often going to mourn the old you, or you're going to mourn the old way of life. And it's okay to grieve that process. It's okay to grieve everything that you have lost. But what I'm also seeing here is going back to the person that's kind of in separation, or the person that's kind of stepped back for a little bit. It's really looking like you're just not seeing things clearly right now. And I feel like the reason the Hermit and the Star are in reverse, it's to get you to go within. It's to get you to take a look at your mind and understand that some of these processes and spiraling thoughts may be keeping you in the state of not seeing things clearly, because you're not taking the time to detach from the world, to fully process and let go and transmute your emotions. I mean, really the only advice I have for you, Virgo, is to do a little bit of meditation, maybe detach from social media from a little bit, take some time to yourself, do something fun, do something creative, do something that helps you stay grounded. And I think through that groundedness, you're going to be able to find a lot more peace in whatever it is you're experiencing right now. Clarifying closing message. Okay, Virgo, closing message here, we have the Deer. The Deer says, take note of the messages and whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. And I mean, that's a perfect card to get for what we were saying earlier. It's a reminder that the truth will be found through the silence. And just really taking a step to detach from everything is going to help you see things clearly and understand that things aren't always what they seem. And the stories and narratives that we have running in our mind are really just a reflection of our own personal fears, insecurities, and trauma, and recognizing that oftentimes those color our perceptions of people, relationships, and situations. So really detaching from everything for a little bit is what is going to get rid of a lot of that mental fog, a lot of that lack of joyous celebration type of energy that you may be seeking right now. And it's really just understanding that that detachment is what's going to bring you there, quite honestly. Otherwise, it's a pretty beautiful energy. It's not anything terrible. It's not like a scolding, like you're doing a terrible job type of energy. It's really just a reminder that, hey, like you're doing a great job. You just need to detach for a little bit in order to see the situation clearly, right? But that's all I have for you, Virgo. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please send me an email to jzargoshepard@gmail.com. I love you so much. Stay safe and stay calm out there, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, Libra. Hope you're doing well. Keep in mind this can apply to any Libran placement you have in your chart. If you're a cross-watcher, I do not judge you, but keep in mind that while you may not have a Libran placement, you will have Libra in one of your houses. That said, I do implore you to have your chart open while we do this reading. Keep in mind, time and energy are fluid, so these messages can apply to you, another person, or vice versa. Don't force it if it doesn't fit. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But that said, we're going to do 3 shuffles and get into your energies for the weekend of May 1st to May 3rd, 2020 in love, keeping in mind this can apply at any time you watch it. Alright, Libra. We have the Hierophant, the King of Wands reverse, the Star reverse. Bottom of the deck we have the Chariots, the Empress reverse, and 3 of Swords. I really feel like this is a continuation of what you were going through the last, like 2 weekends ago, because I haven't done a weekend reading in about a week or so. Because we had the 3 of Swords come out for you last time. And I believe we also had the Hierophant come out for you. So I'm feeling like there's a lesson that you're learning right now. There's a lesson you're learning in self-worth. There's a lesson in taking your power back, but you're learning what that means in the context of a relationship, right? You're learning the dynamics of what it means to set a boundary in a way that's going to be respectful of everybody involved, right? Because when I see the Empress in reverse, this can be a counterpart situation, but I feel like more than anything, this does represent your internal feminine energies. So it's essentially understanding that right now I feel like you're balancing out some of the ways in which your inner feminine has been wounded. So I feel like right now is a big time for healing for you, as it is for all of us. But I feel like you're learning to really gain control over yourself. You're learning to gain control over your emotions. You're not letting them run wild anymore. Because I feel like that was a lesson that was repeating itself, as you would get into these situations where you would, meet somebody, then things would fall apart like a few weeks later or a month later. And you're kind of left by yourself wondering what went wrong, and you maybe start blaming yourself when in reality there's no sense in blaming yourself. I mean, yes, hold yourself accountable to the things you've done and the things you've said and the mistakes you've made, but understand that not everything is going to be your fault, especially if a relationship doesn't work out. It's not always your fault, but it is your responsibility to take responsibility for your emotions. Hold yourself accountable for, like I said, your mistakes, the things you've said and done. But more than anything, give yourself the space to grieve and understand that that is also part of the lesson here. It's recognizing that, you can learn to trust the universe a bit more, and you can learn to find the deeper truths and lessons that are appearing to you right now through this heartbreak energy. Because we have the 3 of Swords here. This can represent heartbreak, right? I know heartbreak can be difficult. I know it's something that really nobody likes dealing with. But it's one of those things that I feel like it really does guide you deeper into yourself. And it is going to put you in a position that's going to allow you to move forward in life in ways that are going to be more stable across the board. Not just in relationships, but when you find that stability within yourself, you're going to be able to really chase your dreams, whether that's in love, career, or whatever it is, creative projects, or whatever it is you have your dreams set towards. This inner stability and what this heartbreak is leading you towards is going to allow you to do so in a way that's going to be conducive for building the life you're looking for, right? Because we have the King of Wands reverse, and when I see the King of Wands reverse, that tells me that you may be lacking a little bit of confidence right now. You may not really know which way to go. You're kind of confused. Maybe the plans you made are falling through, and you're kind of looking at your life right now, and you're just like, well, this isn't working out, this isn't working out. What am I left with? I'm just kind of left with myself right now. I'm going to sit there and figure out what it is to do next, but maybe the best thing to do is to not try to figure out what to do. Maybe right now is a good time for you to just take a break, take a breather, take some time to heal, process, have some fun, really detach if you need to. We're going to clarify for you though. Alright, clarifying here for you, Libra, we have the 10 of Cups. It's a beautiful card to have. We have the Magician. We have the King of Pentacles reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So yeah, like I said, I feel like, whatever you're going through right now is really leading you to where you've been looking to be for a long time. I feel like these are dreams you've been holding on to for a long time. And now that you're in a position to actually move forward, unencumbered from the shackles of whatever relationship you just got out of. Not saying all relationships are shackles, but I feel like in particular the situation, maybe this King of Swords you were dealing with, or excuse me, this King of Wands you were dealing with, Maybe they were very controlling, and maybe it was making it difficult for you to follow your dreams or do what you feel makes you happy because you were so busy investing your emotional energy into another person. But now I'm feeling like the fact that that's fallen away, like yes, it is difficult, but now you're presented with the opportunity to pursue your dreams. When I see the Ten of Cups here with the Magician, that tells me that you know what you want, and now you have the opportunity to work towards that in a way that's not going to be influenced by people who may not have your best interests at heart, right? But it's looking like quite a beautiful energy. It feels like a beautiful energy. It feels like a new, refreshing outlook on life that you're being led towards. But I feel like, you're going to have to take the time to process the heartbreak, and you're going to have to really take time to yourself in order to come to a place of balance that's going to allow you to really uphold the foundations that you're building for your dreams. Clarifying closing message for you. Okay, what do we got for you, Libra? We have the Mountain Goat. The Mountain Goat says, fighting for love or ardent declarations may hide unfaithfulness. So I'm just like seeing a situation where whatever it was that fell through with this person, I feel like they were very vindictive. I feel like they were quite gaslighting type of person. I feel like they may have gaslighted you a lot. Maybe it made you feel emotionally invalidated. It's kind of what I'm seeing here. It feels like a very unhealthy, toxic type of energy this person was holding on to. And I feel like this Mountain Goat card is really just a reminder of what it was that was keeping you down and what it is you're getting away from. It's really not it doesn't really seem to be speaking on your own personal values. It just really is a reminder that this person may have been fun or you may have loved them, but it looks like it was very unhealthy. And now that you're out of that, especially with this King of Pentacles reverse here, which is telling me that this person may have been keeping you from building your empire, right? Not necessarily building an empire, but just, expanding upon the foundations of your dreams and doing things of the sort. Maybe this person was really keeping you back from that. And this ending here is really going to be for the benefit of your life in the future. But you're just going to have to learn to process and take a step back when you need to, right? But that's all I have for you, Libra. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please send me an email to jzargoshepard@gmail.com. I love you so much. Stay safe and stay calm out there, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, Scorpio. Hope you're doing well. Keep in mind this can apply to any Scorpio placement you have in your chart. If you're a cross-watcher, I do not judge you, but keep in mind that while you may not have a Scorpio placement, you will have Scorpio in one of your houses. That said, I do implore you to have your chart open while we do this reading. Keep in mind time and energy are fluid, so these messages can apply to you and another person or vice versa. Don't force it if it doesn't fit. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. That said, we're going to do 3 shuffles and get into your energies for the weekend of May 1st to May 3rd, 2020 in love, keeping in mind this can apply at any time you watch it. The deck. Okay, Scorpio, what do we have for you? We have the Nine of Wands, the Tree of Life reverse, the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords reverse, Six of Cups reverse, and Six of Pentacles reverse. What I'm picking up on is you may be feeling like you want to move forward with somebody from your past. It's looking like with this Ace of Wands here, you're wanting to start something new, but you're not knowing how to move forward with that. You may not feel as trapped as you used to with the Eight of Swords in reverse. You may be kind of out of that mental entrapment. You may be starting to recognize the fact that this situation that you may have gotten out of, that you want to go back to, it wasn't actually the thing that was keeping you trapped. It was your mind and your own personal beliefs about yourself the whole time. And I think you're starting to see that now, and you're starting to look at the past a little bit nostalgically, maybe to the point of detriment. Maybe you're looking at the situation from a perspective of rose-colored glasses where you're not really truly seeing it for what it was, but still recognizing the fact that, like, in order to move forward with that situation, it's not going to be able to operate in the same way. And that's what I'm seeing here with the Six of Pentacles reverse. This represents an imbalanced give and take, can represent a a version of codependency when it comes to emotional reciprocation and things of the sort, and recognizing that in order for there to be an Ace of Wands or a new beginning and passion and love with this person, it's really going to need to shift the way in which this relationship operated in the first place. Because the fact that we have the Nine of Wands and the Tree of Life reversed tells me you may be feeling very burdened about this right now. You may not really know what to do. You're trying to figure this out from the ground up, opposed to listening to spirit or your higher self. And I feel like when the Tree of Life is in reverse here, that's telling me you're not really trusting the process enough. You're needing to step away from this kind of burdensome, even gossipy type of energy, because I also see the Nine of Wands as like talking to too many people about the same problem and really not listening to yourself enough, not listening to the guidance of the universe enough, maybe letting other people give their opinions in places that are just really keeping you from making a decision that is best for you. It's really just them projecting their own biases onto what they think is best for you in the situation. But I feel like the main message to you right now is if you really do want to find this new beginning, or you maybe want somebody to come back from the past, you're going to need to step away from this kind of gossipy energy. You're going to need to start to focus on your own internal voice and listen to what it is you know is best for you, right? We're going to clarify for you though. Okay, Scorpio, clarifying the Nine of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands reverse. Clarifying Tree of Life reverse, we have the Page of Pentacles reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles reverse again. Then we have the Tower reversed. And the Four of Pentacles. I'm going to take this Five of Cups here too. Well, it looks like there is a sense of wanting a healthier reciprocation, maybe is what it was that was coming through with the Six of Pentacles. It's looking like there is a desire for a healthier reciprocation in the relationship. It's feeling like it's coming from your end. It's feeling like this energy of like you want to reciprocate to this person, and you don't want to repeat the past with this person, but you're like focusing too much on the past. It's what I'm seeing with this Five of Cups here, you know, with the Four of Pentacles, Tower reverse, and the Five of Cups. It's like you're focusing way too much on the fact that there are these spilled cups in front of you. You're focusing too much on everything that went wrong. You're seeing the Tower in a wrong light, I guess. It's like you're seeing the Tower in a way that is painting the situation to be a lot more painful than it actually was, because you were seeing the situation through the lens of your trauma, through the lens of the need to heal your inner child and things of the sort. But what I'm seeing is you need to kind of let go of that. And if you do want to find this kind of deeper sense of reciprocation here, you're going to need to let go of everything that went wrong. You're going to really need to approach this from a different perspective. You're going to have to stop listening to so many other people and start listening to yourself a bit more. I'm really feeling like this is an opportunity for you to regain your student status of life. It's not saying that you weren't a student in the first place, but I'm feeling like right now, with the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands reverse, it's like you're in a position where you're able to reform the way in which you approach your life and relationships, and you're really understanding the ways in which your masculine and feminine energies were imbalanced that were causing the toxicity within yourself, which often made you very reactionary, leading to difficulties in the relationship, given that that goes both ways. It's not just for one person, right? But what I'm seeing right now is whether this is you or other people you're dealing with, it can be earth sign, fire sign you're dealing with, I feel like more than anything, you're starting to really take a look at the ways in which your inner wounding has led to a lot of the imbalances in the relationship, and you're being presented with the opportunity to try something new, and by doing so, it's going to lead to a deeper sense of inner balance and thus external abundance. We're going to go and get a closing clarifying message here for you though, Scorpio. Okay, so closing message here for you, Scorpio. We have the Deer that came out for, I think it was Leo. It says, take note of the messages and whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. Seems to be the message coming through all across part 1 and part 2 is the need to really go within. Take this time for yourself. Take this time to sit with your emotions. Take this time to heed the inner guidance, the inner wisdom, the messages of this. To heed the inner wisdom, the inner guidance, the messages of the universe, the messages of your spirit guides, the messages of your ancestors, whatever it is that resonates with you. Now is a perfect time for you to detach from whatever it is that's causing you to feel like less than worthy of love or less than worthy of abundance, and really evaluate why it is that makes you feel that way, and start to kind of evaluate the reactionary nature of your emotional experience when it comes to not only just love and relationships, but career, personal relationships, where there's family, platonic or romantic. It's just all across all areas of your life, and really needing to understand where you may have been overly reactive and why that is. Because that's what's going to lead you deeper into yourself, which is going to lead to healthier, more balanced, reciprocal connections that you may be seeking in this time, right? But that's all I have for you, Scorpio. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please send me an email to jzargoshepard@gmail.com. I love you so much. Stay safe and stay calm out there. I will see you in part 3 or 1. Should you decide to watch them, I will have them in the description. But this does conclude the part 2 for May 1st to May 3rd. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye-bye.